kick off week 7 with the development of the hammer fist from sitting. The boys show the work in isolation first. This means we can focus on the attributes needed before we move on. As always, there is a reason as to why we do a thing. Even the basic 180-10 has many reasons beneath the surface. In this development is because the second opponent pulls us, thus we need to read the problem and destroy the problem. Again, in this development, we look at the reason as to why. Once we see training in this kind of format, it's not that difficult to understand why we use this process. Again, it's just a reflection of what happens, and we're just learning to develop our ability as best as possible. The hammer fist is a great weapon to develop. Everybody knows it, but not everybody really understands it. It actually takes a little more training than people generally think to catch a genuine and effective ability with the hammer. Now the boys blend the punch combination and the hammer fist whilst being dragged through the levels. The punch and the hammer blend well, and especially when we understand all the reasons why, which of course is our objective across the following months. The hammer fist in truth is a weapon-based attack. What do we mean by that? Well, simply put a pen in your hand and it sticks out both ends. Now just study how to strike somebody with the correct connection. Then take the pen away again and you'll realise it's the same. Following on with the process, the boys continue to use the punch and hammer combo, but now drag each other to the ground and study the destruction of position 4. concept of this exercise is to stimulate the instinct and to keep striking. Obviously we need to understand and read the physical timing if we're to make this kind of attack functional, as the technique alone is only smoke but with no fire. On with the focus pads again and back into the escalating process. Now the boys are using the hammers as the main connector and continue with the concept of the shield before attacking again. We like to follow a method rigidly till it gives us what we desire. Bouncing all over the place and trying to grasp everything at once quite simply just doesn't work. We need to focus and be consistent, because if not, we will never develop any real kind of ability. In this next exercise, the boys had been dragged to sitting and also build on the striking combinations, trying to blend the punch and the hammer a little bit more. Because the work is constructed with a format similar to that of music, it means the boys follow a certain way, but each time has a slightly different feel, just like a guitarist playing a scale and then adding his own personality to it. Here in the third and last development with the focus pads, we add the last part, destroy position 4. Now we have the entire class plan in action. This is always the best part, as we get the adrenaline pumping a little and obviously see what we've absorbed. As we can clearly see, the boys really tried to hit as much as possible. They're trying to strike on the way in, the way down and the way up again. Once you have this part down, you should feel pretty chuffed with yourself. As in truth, even though the work is simple, it's not actually that easy. But that's why the big secret is called training, training and more training. And it's totally amazing what things this secret can actually reveal. Well, it's jamming time once again. Don't forget, even though it's time to free play, the boys stay within the framework of the class plan, just like a musician who has learnt a new scale and then learns how to express that scale and turn it into music. See you all next week for Class 8 of the Green Grade.